What's up, guys? It's your boy Zawoki back with another Chris Watts video, and by another YouTube channel that I definitely do enjoy very much. I watched it this morning actually before I had to go to work, but it's Martin Decoder and his analytic dissection, exposure, and more when it comes to people's dialogue, their body language, and more. And I definitely do value Martin Decoder and his YouTube channel. So we're going to be watching the new video that he posted not too long ago. Chris Watts' chilling call with his sister exposes his true self hidden from everyone. So grab a chair, get comfortable. Also, before we go any further, if you guys could subscribe to my YouTube channel by hitting that wiper icon down the bottom right, hit that bell icon next to it, so when I do post videos like this one, you guys will get that little ring notification that I posted that video, and then you guys can watch, comment, like, and share. And again, I thank you also very much for that love and support that you guys do show on my channel. I'm blessed to have every single one of you, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. Hopefully one day we'll hit that 100K goal. But then also go over to Martin Decoder, go give him some love, subscribe, comment, like, and share. And with that being said, let's get into the video.
Specifically through a phone call with his sister, Jamie. What stands out about this conversation is Chris's lack of remorse and the deep emotional detachment that enabled him to commit such a horrific crime. As we analyze his words, we'll also...
Yeah, looking at all those camera... because I was watching them last night. I was watching some more Shanann Watts and home video stuff. And like every single time he was in it, he seemed just plain Jane, kind of normal guy kind of thing. And it's not like she was like, you better get in this video or you're going to get kind of in trouble and all that. Like, what? Because people say that he was forced to make these videos. Doesn't look like he's being forced.
To explore how his family clings to a distorted image of Chris, desperately finding meaning in things that don't add up. By the end, we'll uncover just how far Chris's emotional disconnect goes, and why denial, manipulation, and emotional detachment can allow destructive behaviors to persist unchecked. This isn't just about one man's crime, it's about understanding how these psychological patterns can affect relationships and influence.
So that hopefully when you see these type of videos from Martin Decoder or whatever have you, we can hopefully prevent another Chris Watts from happening. There unfortunately have been other same scenarios where the man or the woman just annihilates the family, wants to start over, but enough is enough where we need to try to prevent this from happening again.
Behavior in both ordinary and extreme situations. Welcome or welcome back. The first thing to note about Chris's...
I like his sarcasm stare. It's pretty funny. I hope we get to see it again.
Behavior during this phone call is how cheerful he sounds. This call took place in the same year he committed his crime, which
again is public information for those that want to know that we're not stealing anything from any secret vault. It's public.
Makes his tone all the more unsettling. There are a few things that stand out here. First, his cheerfulness, despite the horrific crimes he's just committed, is both bizarre and chilling. Second, his complete lack of remorse is striking. He doesn't attempt to express any guilt or sorrow for what he's done. And third, the most...
talks about football with his dad. He just murdered his family.
Glaring omission. He and his sister don't even mention what he'd already decided to plead guilty to. Taking the lives of his wife and children.
Hey.
Hey.
You look good.
You look good too.
I like your hair.
Oh, thanks.
Let me see that gray.
It's still there.
Like his hair, he barely has anything there. What? It's like telling my son, good mustache. He's 12. Like, what are we talking about?
Oh, we miss you.
I miss you too.
Now, what does Chris choose to talk about instead?
I bet the Ruseks miss Shanann. I bet they miss Bella, Celeste. They would have loved to have gotten to meet Nico. I bet they miss their family.
Sports. This in itself is telling. Despite the gravity of the situation, he decides to spend a significant portion of that 30-minute conversation discussing sports, something clearly still important to him. even under the weight of what had just happened.
Dalton wants a McCaffrey jersey now.
I bet he does. He's actually
he's-
that's one of the reasons I hear about him so much is because McCaffrey actually went to high school here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he because Ed McCaffrey, he used to play for the Broncos, like back when Elway was the quarterback.
We're talking about football. He just murdered his family.
And he had like 3 sons, and they're all like McCaffrey.
But yet, we're crazy. Zawoki's spreading lies. It's right in front of our face as public information.
Christian McCaffrey, he played high school football here. He went to Stanford, and now he plays for the Panthers. There's another, I think his name's like Dylan McCaffrey. He plays for Michigan, the college football team. He hasn't like played for him yet, but he's just like kind of waiting in the wings till his time comes up. And there's another McCaffrey son.
Jamie brings up sports right away. It's clear from her follow-up.
He had an awesome play on Sunday because he jumped over one of the, I don't know what they're all called, one of the
Defenders?
ones I was gonna, yeah, there you go, that's it.
That she knows it's an area Chris is likely more into than she is. I don't know what they're all called, as she says. The small detail tells us a lot about their dynamic. In conversations, engaging with the other person's interests signals cooperation, a willingness to connect on their terms.
I like it when they wear the black with the blue. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I
too.
always like the blue. Like when it's like solid black or like solid blue. I think the
Like, listen to this call. I try to put myself in, like, Jamie's shoes. What would I do if my sibling did this horrific act? I honestly don't know if I would be able to speak to them right away. It's something I feel like I would have to build up forgiveness for. Because I couldn't take with what he did, and it's hard. I mean, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, what if my sibling did this? It's really hard to say. I don't know honestly what I would do, but the bigger thing I would have to say is I would want to build up forgiveness for my sibling. I mean, again, death is very huge for us on earth. But where like God looks at liars, or people that deceive their parents, honor thy mother and father. Like, he looks at that as the same thing as murder. And it's like, how do we forgive for murder? And I just don't know if I would be able to forgive if one of my siblings did that. Or like, I've thought about putting myself in Cindy's shoes and try to see what it would feel like if my son murdered his family. And I don't know what I would do. To be honest, I am lost for words. I mean, there's things that I wouldn't say what they had said bad about the victim, because they're the ones that lost their lives. If I didn't like them or not, it's just something you shouldn't say. I've been really thinking about this lately, about how I would receive Chris as a friend, family member, an acquaintance, like a worker. And I'd be like, what did I do wrong? Which I don't want to say his coworkers were doing that or his family was doing that. Things could have contributed to it, but it's just something that you think about when you watch these kind of videos. Like, you put yourself in that spot, and you're just like, what would I do in this instance?
Thursday is going to be that color rush game, so they'll probably be like all blue, and the Steelers will be like all black.
I like his.
You can be able to watch it.
Sarcasm.
Well, it's Thursday night. As long as they turn the TV on, I'll be watching that. I'll be watching that game for sure.
Cool. That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, so he can still watch football. That really. Yep, he still gets to watch football. Enjoys his loves.
Jamie is meeting Chris where he is, even if it's a subject she's not passionate about. It's a subtle but meaningful exchange of social currency. After the sports talk, they shift to talking about a birthday party.
No, we missed you.
How was the birthday?
It was really good. I got my face smashed in some cake.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, Aaron got me from behind and pushed my face into the cake, and then took a big wad of cake in her hand and smashed it in my face.
Nice. That's
So I had
good.
cake in my hair, in my face, everywhere.
Well, I was getting ready to ask you to get it in your hair. I was like, oh, that'd be kind of horrible trying to get that
Oh,
out.
we did. It was, and then I think she got Mom too.
Well, that's
Just being
good.
funny. Yeah, she got Mom too. So
Well, that's good.
there was cake all over my kitchen floor. I had so much to clean up. It was a mess, but
it's part of it. It's part of it. That's good.
yeah.
The shift in topic is interesting because it shows just how carefree and jovial Chris remains throughout the call. His tone is light, and there's no hint of the darkness that surrounds the horrific crimes he's committed.
And he also kind of sounds like he's fake crying. Like, feel sorry for me. I'm in prison for the rest of my life. Like, he's just faking it.
Here's the real kicker. Unlike many notorious criminals, Chris doesn't give off those obvious red flags that immediately alert us to something being wrong. He doesn't
Agreed.
raise suspicion the way others might.
The great epochs of our life is when we gain the courage to rebaptize our evil qualities as being our best qualities.
Every man has a demon that lives within him. Did you in your life meet the demon within you? Yeah, sure. I met him shake. I made love with the demons within me.
In fact, it's Chris's ability to act normal that's
Who
so
is
chilling.
that?
He's able to carry on with a pleasant conversation as if nothing terrible has happened. Looking at it through the lens of conversation analysis, what's interesting is the way Chris navigates the conversation from a technical standpoint. He knows when to respond and how to respond. There's appropriate turn-taking. He doesn't interrupt or dominate the conversation. He mirrors Jamie's tone,
Nice.
laughter, and intonation, which signals a
We
deep
did.
understanding of conversational dynamics. This kind of mirroring shows he's not just participating in the conversation.
He's analyzing. What's that thing that they call? Oh man, it's on the tip of my tongue.
He's doing it well, and it's a sign of someone who knows the rules of social interaction. There's nothing worse than telling a funny story, only to be met with a blank stare instead of laughter. That's a sign the person you're talking to isn't in sync with you, but Chris is in perfect sync. He knows how to read the room, follow the flow, and adapt.
You have grown to be, an amazing leader, and we have a surprise guest. Oh yes, we do.
Oh, it's me.
There you go.
Congratulations, Brittany. You did a great job.
We're very proud of you. Tell them how much fun it is.
It's amazing.
This place is nuts. It is phenomenal. We're gonna go have some fun.
This is what makes him so dangerous, his ability to hide in plain sight. He can act like a normal person, talk about everyday topics like sports and birthday parties, and appear completely at ease, when in reality, he's just committed the most horrific act imaginable. He can even discuss relationships and offer advice without anyone suspecting anything unusual, despite the fact that his words subtly foreshadow the crime.
I'm doing my speech on relationship deterioration and repair.
I still can't believe this man did this type of video. I still can't believe it.
Sometimes when you have children and your relationship starts to deteriorate, a child could help repair it. If you met somebody at
Nico?
work or a new friendship has occurred and you, as it goes on, you see that, okay, maybe this relationship has more potential than the relationship
He literally is talking about like a premonition.
I have with my partner. And that would gradually push the old relationship out and push the new relationship in. Thank you.
Chris continues to mirror Jamie, responding and laughing at all the right moments, maintaining the appearance of a normal, engaged conversation.
And I've talked Robert into letting me get another boxer. Can you believe that?
I can't believe that.
Really? For real? He was like, yeah, that's got to be a secret. So,
Yeah, you gotta keep that away.
yeah, because I ruined it last year. So, you know me. I've already
Yeah.
told Mom when I got her for Christmas. I can't keep nothing.
I know, right? You're gonna be able to keep that away from Dylan and Dalton, though?
I'm going to do my best because they've got some other stuff coming. Dalton thinks, he's like, now y'all can get me this big thing and Santa can get me this big thing. I'm thinking he's 10 and it's about time for him to find out that, Mommy and Daddy are kind of Santa. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just gotta make sure Dylan's ready
he's
for that, too.
expecting a lot. And
Oh, Chris gives parental advice as though he still considers himself credible, revealing a lack of self-awareness. He doesn't even know, like, he's forgotten how to read the room.
he really thinks it.
Like, what's he want now? Like a physical car?
Oh, he told us the other day he wanted his first car to be a Lamborghini, and we were like, what? A Lamborghini? When he turned 16. Yeah,
Wow.
we were like, no. Like, you're going to get your daddy to use truck.
Yeah, like that's insane.
Yeah.
Given that 3 of Chris's victims were his own children, hearing him ask about and laugh at the mention of his nephew and niece isn't comforting, it's contradictory. It feels out of place, as though he's trying to act like someone who cares about family, even though the reality of his actions says otherwise. Jamie, however, is unfazed by this. She talks about her family as if she's conversing with a completely normal person, while Chris seems able to maintain.
And that's wrong. I see this myself as wrong. But there are people that think this is fine. How?
A facade of normalcy. Jamie, seemingly unaware of the emotional disconnect at play, continues to engage with him as if nothing is amiss. This highlights how well Chris can mask his true self, making his actions all the more unsettling when viewed in hindsight. They discuss turning 16, a milestone that feels especially stark when you consider there are 3 people, Chris's victims, who will never reach that age.
A Lamborghini when he turned 16. Yeah,
Wow.
we were like, no.
They talk about the nieces.
And he'll never be able to do that where he gets them a car, gets to teach them how to drive. They get their driver's license. They graduate high school. They go on to college. They find a boyfriend or a girlfriend, Nico. They get married. He's not going to get to experience any of that. I find that in my children, the most enjoying anticipation that I get is when they get their cars and they get the marriage, they get the college, they get the grandkids, I can't wait for all that. And the reason why Chris did what he did is for another woman at a fresh start. And yet we are told that the people that are obsessed with this case, like myself, that we're obsessed with Shanann, we're obsessed with whatever have you that they come up with, when we want Nicole to be looked at. We see the lies. We see the non-empathy that she has, the no care, like Chris. Nicole is pretty much a version of Chris, just with yabos. They're literally identical.
Gymnastics.
Is she doing like a floor thing?
Floor, beam, and bars.
Jeez.
She's a limber thing, too.
The whole
thing.
The whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Her and Emma both.
Maybe she'll be like another like Simone Biles or something.
I don't know, but she loves it, so.
Chris makes that comparison, knowing full well he's taking the chance away from his own daughters to pursue their own futures. They'll never be a Simone Biles, and yet Chris invites Jamie's laughter, which he doesn't reciprocate.
Simone Biles or something.
I don't know, but.
The next excerpt speaks volumes about the fantasy or illusion that many relatives prefer to embrace over facing the harsh reality when a family member does something terrible. Watch this.
I know Mom and Dad told you about the memorial stuff that we did, and did they tell you about
this? This is like really hard to stomach. And for those that are going to watch this, your mouth is going to. She said what? Like, what did she just say? Talk about Cece. Oh, the Cece was the one. Ooh, yep, just listen.
the hawk that flew over?
Yeah, Mom said that there was like it after I think she said that Monica was saying that Cece was playing with the CD player.
Yeah. Every time, and there was a brand new CD player, right?
Yeah.
Brand new. And every time Jennifer went to sing, like would start skipping. And Monica was like, that is CC messing with that CD player.
It is.
Know? And then I think it was during the song that hawk, it just flew over.
Do I have to say anything?
Over so close, and Robert got my attention, and the hawk looked down on us. It was a pretty amazing little sight.
It looked down because it's looking for food.
That's awesome.
And I got 3 awesome pictures. I hope one day.
Jamie repeats Chris's words. Awesome. A case of lectual reuse. A practice that signals attractive listening, builds rapport, and reinforces shared framing.
I can share them with you, but I took a picture of each site,
mm-hmm.
and there's a ray of light that's coming through on each picture. It's really beautiful, really beautiful.
That's awesome.
So you know.
It helps me picture it, that's for sure.
Well, picture it beautiful because it's very beautiful.
That's awesome.
What's especially interesting here is how similar Jamie's account is to Cindy's, Chris and Jamie's mom. This highlights that it's rarely just one family member who tries to find meaning in something that's essentially meaningless. It's not just one person choosing self-delusion.
I've been the service on Sunday. Oh my gosh, it was so pretty. Everything was decorated so nicely for Halloween, and we had crosses made for
Decorated for Halloween.
each of them, and I had bought a CD player at Walmart, and and they put the CD in, and it kept skipping and it kept skipping and kept skipping, and so they sang the song without the CD, and then the second CD they put in, it was skipping and skipping and skipping, and Monica said, "Okay, that's little Cece." She is over there messing.
He is laughing at his deceased daughter that he took out. He murdered.
With that CD right this minute, and then an eagle flew over the gravesite. And,
Really?
Yeah, and it was, and the pictures that we took, they were they had a ray of sunshine in each picture.
Because it was sunny.
Of all of them.
Even if their interpretations are true, that there was a particularly notable bird looking down on them, and a ray of sunshine in each picture, there are two major problems with their alleged signs. First, CD players often skip for various reasons. Birds fly over gravesites regularly, and if it's a sunny day, there'll naturally be a ray of sunshine in each picture. To claim that these events prove the presence of Chris's victims is more than wishful thinking. It's like saying,
No one could ever say anything bad about you. Everybody has everything great to say about you.
the first question to challenge this illusion is, what about all the times, such as other memorials, when there are no signs, when there's no meaning to be found? Why is Chris's case so special? Cindy and Jamie's statements reflect relatives who desperately need meaning, even if they have to invent it, because without it, the reality of the situation becomes too difficult to bear. The second problem arises when viewing their signs from a more critical perspective, or simply a logical perspective. If we accept the notion of these signs, why would the victims have any connection to this memorial? Why would they send signs to the family of their perpetrator, and indirectly to the perpetrator himself? It seems more like Chris and his family are using the victims to comfort themselves. They seek reassurance that the victims are still alive in some sense, ultimately minimizing the severity of Chris's crimes.
CC was playing with the CD player?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Chris is the sole cause of the memorial. Without him, everything would have been perfectly fine. So the fact that he laughs at these false signs and even calls them awesome reveals a lot about his character, because there's nothing awesome about this. This isn't a man who experiences guilt or remorse the way most people do, something that's even clearer when you consider his apparent desire to escape punishment.
I just want to get out of here. I know that God has a plan for me, and it's not to be in prison right now, but it's not major. If he brought me here for a reason, but he also wants me to just tell me outside. I know I just can't sit here and just wait.
It helps me picture it, that's for sure.
well, picture it beautiful because it's very beautiful.
That's awesome.
As if
So was his kids, and so was his wife and his unborn son. They were beautiful.
the perpetrator's ability to picture it even matters.
Well,
Jamie's
picture it
reassurance
beautiful
speaks
because it's very
volumes.
beautiful.
This isn't about truth, but fantasy. She's using a childlike illusion to convince herself that there's beauty in something ugly, that there's light at the end of the tunnel, when in reality there isn't. As she struggles to
only
hold back
darkness.
tears, it suggests she knows the truth, that it's not beautiful. Meanwhile, Chris is busy reassuring himself, as if doing so somehow validates the signs.
And Monica was like, that is CC messing with that CD player.
It
you
is.
know?
It is.
Like I said, that's the grace of God that, we're here and we're able to see you. And
Think about the implications of that claim, a claim based on nothing more than personal feeling of self-delusion. Consider all the ugliness that had to unfold before the grace of God. So Chris's victims never got to see that grace, but Chris and his surviving family do. Once again, this makes Chris sound like a special case, which speaks volumes about his family's elevated perception of him.
And Dad got baptized, if you can believe that. I mean,
that's great.
I didn't expect it to happen that fast, and I was like, wow, he's getting baptized already.
Yeah, Mom.
That's awesome.
Mama, she wanted him to get baptized forever.
Yeah.
And
The similarities between the subjects Jamie and Cindy bring up reveal just how much they've been discussing these ideas together, how much they've been influencing each other to sustain the fantasy of Chris as an exceptional son and brother. Watch this.
And Ronnie got baptized.
Yeah, he told me about that.
You're the only person in this world that can make that man do anything. Everybody wanted him baptized for a long, 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 long time. Remember Mama tried to get him to get baptized?
I know.
Wouldn't do it because...
Once again, Cindy is desperately trying to find meaning, almost framing it as if something positive has emerged from a terrible situation. In doing so, she treats Chris like an inspiration when it comes to biblical matters, simply because he now claims an interest in them, perhaps to stay in good standing with the prison staff, or for some other self-serving reason. This says a lot about Chris's elevated status in the family before his crime.
Because you're loved unconditionally.
Thank you.
You were my smart kid. I mean, you were the perfect kid. You were so conscientious. You are so conscientious.
If Chris was a smart kid, where does that leave his sister? This excerpt reveals Cindy's distorted image of her son, an image that no longer matches the reality of who he is and where he is, which, again, explains the many unreliable claims.
Got so many people out there that love you and pray for you, and they know what kind of man you are. Everybody knows what kind of man you are.
Jamie, too, treats Chris like an inspiration, or authority even, perhaps because she was raised to see him as smart, even though, personally, I've yet to see any evidence of that trait in him. Watch this.
You just kind of get to pick up on the book card, and I've been picking like religious books just to kind of, since I read the whole Bible, I was just like, well, let me see what other,
He reads the Bible because that's pretty much a lot of what he only gets to do. So he's got plenty of time to do whatever he wants.
Like leaders say and whatnot.
Well, in 4 walls.
So it's been good to read that.
When you write me some of the Bible to me, because when I read it, I don't understand it.
A lot of it I read a few times over before I turned the pages, so I could kind of absorb what it said. There's a couple, once you get to the New Testament and stuff, each person that says the story just says it in a different way. And the stuff in the Old Testament, some of the books are a repetition.
Again, it's kind of all with interpretation.
Yeah.
But it kind of after you read it a few times, read the repetition part, it kind of just sinks in what happens and stuff like that. And then you read actual other books that are about religious leaders, it kind of just makes sense.
Well, you when you write me, you explain some of this to me, because I have a hard time.
It's strange how inmates only seem to absorb the Bible and let it sink in after committing their crimes, isn't it? However, given that Chris is a
Again, when people go to prison, the one prisoners that I've talked to, and the buddy that I have in prison that's at the same place as Chris, is they've always said that there's 3 ways that a prisoner is going to go. Gym, silence, they go completely, they shut down, they're completely empty inside. Gangs, or to God. Those are the 4 things that they literally will do. There's no other ways. So,
pathological liar.
When I got home yesterday, it was like a ghost town. She wasn't
couldn't wake
here.
up for her.
Kids weren't here. I have no idea where they went. Shanann, Bella, Celeste, if you're out there, just come back.
Can his walk with God be taken seriously? 3 circumstances cast doubt on that. First, he's in prison with little to do but read, and the Bible is one of the most accessible books. This makes it easy for inmates to feel or pretend they've changed. Second, he's shown no hesitation in lying in the name of the very God he claims to believe in.
I don't know where they're at. I do not know where they're at.
Yes, you do.
If I could have my babies back home right now, I would. I want them back. I want everybody back. That is the God's honest truth.
Third,
that's mocking God.
His references to the Bible are insufficient, opportunistic, and self-serving, as he judges people for judging him.
There's one church service, the only one I've family gone to in here, and so do not define by one.
And we're not supposed to judge. We're not trying to, but it's kind of hard to.
One moment in your life, and I think that's like people are defining me by one moment in my life. They don't know like what happened before, or what can happen later. Right. Well, I just hope that maybe hopefully one day people can stop judging everybody.
He calls it one moment, downplaying his crime and responsibility. He says this as though he's in a position to remind or even reprimand others, which speaks to a sense of entitlement and a lack of genuine guilt, much like his behavior in this phone call. Chris's detachment that allowed him to commit such horrific crimes isn't a detachment from reality. He was fully involved in his life, with his wife, children, job, and even an extramarital relationship. Instead, it's an emotional detachment, a disconnect from the emotions tied to those relationships. This emotional void makes Chris's statements and reactions in this phone call nearly impossible to trust, no matter if he's laughing or crying. What do you think about this phone call? Let us know in the comments. See you next time.
I really love Martin Decoder. Like, he just opens my eyes when it comes to the deep dissection of people's dialect, their words, their language. I'm glad I found his channel, because I've watched a lot of his stuff when it comes to not just Chris Watts, to a whole bunch of other things. And I've tried to use them for my today action, or every day, I should say, not today, everyday interactions with people, just to kind of not only evaluate them, but like, who could this person be in the future? Who could this, like, maybe I might be doing it too much. And sometimes I'm like, yep, this person's going to be a K word in the future, or an M word. But I don't want to live in fear of that. It's interesting to hear what he has to say about the cases, plus Chris Watts. I love what he says about NK, because it's literally exactly what I think about when it comes to NK. So go over there, check him out. Also, for what you guys have thought and your opinions and your comments, please leave them in the comments. We'll see you guys in the next video. Please take care, be safe. As always, keep nerding on, and we will see you guys in the next video.